Hello dear brothers and sisters, and a warm welcome to my channel. This is the channel for learners of English and for those who want to improve their level of English. Basically I teach English here, and as you might know that English has 4 skills, which are receptive skills, listening and reading, and also productive skills, speaking and writing. And there are 3 basic elements of language as well, which are vocabulary, grammar and pronunciation. So in order for you to do the 4 skills, in order to speak or write, for example, you have to know the 3 elements. You have to know some kind of information about the vocabulary, grammar and pronunciation. So to be specific, I'm here to teach vocabulary because not only me but also the most studies show that vocabulary is the most important element of language. And because if you don't know any word, you can't actually speak at all. So it's so crucial. In every lesson I will teach some useful English words that are important in daily life, and I hope this benefits you. While teaching any word, I will mention its pronunciation, how it is pronounced, its meaning, what does it mean, and its collocations, with what kind of word it is used mostly, and it is synonymous, parts of speech, is it belong to noun, for example, or verb, adjective, and so on. Now let's just get started and dive into the lesson. And the first word that we have today is fracture, and it is pronounced like this, fracture. It is actually have 2 syllables, frac and cha, and the stress is on the first syllable, fracture. It is just like picture or structure. And fracture basically means a break or crack in something hard, especially a bone or solid object. And some synonyms could be break, crack, and split. And look at these 2 examples that we have about fracture. The first one is, he suffered a fracture in his leg after the accident. And the second one, there's a small fracture in the wall. So basically fracture means break. So to be more advanced, or to sound like a native, you could say fracture instead of break. So you could say he suffered a break in his leg after the accident, but to sound more native you could use fracture instead of break. And some collocations could be bone fracture, hairline fracture, and risk of fracture. Now let's just go to the second word that we have today, and it is mandate. Mandate. Actually it is pronounced like mandate. It contains 2 syllables, man and date, and the stress is on the first syllable, mandate. And it can either be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it means a command or instruction from someone in authority. For example, the government issued a mandate to close schools. Mandate here is a noun. And as a verb, it means to give an official order or make something required. For example, the law mandates wearing seat belts. So simply mandate means an order, and these synonyms could be order, command, instruction, decree. And we have some collocations of mandate. For example, government mandate, official mandate, legal mandate. These are the collocations of mandate. And that's it. This is an important word, and it is used mostly instead of order or command. It's a crucial word. Now let's go to the third word, and we've got diffuse. Diffuse. Diffuse actually is of 2 syllables, and the stress is on the second syllable. Diffuse. And diffuse is just a verb, and it means actually to stop a bomb from exploding by removing its fuse. For example, the police defused the bomb safely. And it also have a figurative meaning, which means to calm down a tense or dangerous situation, or you could say to reduce anger or conflict. For example, the teacher diffused the argument between students. And we have some synonyms of diffuse, which are deactivate, calm down, ease, pacify, soothe. These are the synonyms of diffuse. And we've got some collocations as well, which are diffuse a bomb, diffuse a situation, diffuse a tension, diffuse anger. These kind of words that are mostly happen with the word diffuse. That's it. Now let's go to the fourth word that we have, and it is intervene. Intervene is a very useful academic and conversational verb, and especially in education or conflict situations. And it's pronounced like intervene. Intervene. It actually contains 3 syllables, and the stress is on the last syllable. Intervene. And intervene is just a verb, and it means to step in or take action when something is going wrong or needs help. Or you could say to come between people, groups, or events to influence what happens. For instance, look at this example. The teacher intervened to stop the fight. And we have some synonyms of intervene, like mediate, step in, get involved, take action, words like that. And we have interfere. Actually, interfere can sound negative. For example, you say, don't interfere. But intervene is usually neutral or positive. For example, you could say the teacher intervened to help. So that's the difference between interfere and intervene. Actually, intervene is a positive word of interfere. And we have some collocations of intervene. For example, intervene in a conflict, intervene in a dispute, intervene in a situation, words like that. So intervene mostly can come with these words. Now for the fifth word, we have the word glamorize. Glamorize. It is actually of 3 syllables, and the stress is on the first syllable. Glamorize. And glamorize means to make something look beautiful or desirable even if it isn't. To present something often bad or dangerous in a positive or attractive way. It's a very important word. For instance, we have this example: movies often glamorize violence. It means movies often beautify violence. So you have some synonyms of glamorize: beautify, idealize, praise, make attractive. But we have to know that glamorize often has a negative tone, suggesting exaggeration or false attractiveness. For instance, look at these examples for more information. The movie glamorizes crime, so it means it makes crime look exciting, not dangerous. And this example, the ad glamorized smoking. It made smoking seem cool. And we have some collocations: glamorize violence, glamorize crime, glamorize war. So glamorize mostly can happen with these kind of words, so it has a negative tone. Another important word that we have is revoke. Revoke. Revoke includes two syllables, re and voke, and the stress is on the second syllable, revoke. It's actually a verb, and it means to officially cancel, withdraw, or take back a decision, permission, or right. You could say to officially say that something, like a law, decision, or permission, is no longer valid. For example, the government revoked his license to teach. We have some synonyms of revoke: cancel, withdraw, abolish, overturn. These are the synonyms of revoke. Let's just know the difference between cancel and revoke. Actually, cancel is a general meaning of revoke, but revoke is a formal and used in legal or official contexts, such as universities. For instance, the university revoked his scholarship due to poor performance. And we have some collocations: revoke a license, revoke a decision, revoke a law. So it's a very crucial word that's used in a legal situation. And the seventh word that we have is disrupt. Disrupt. It includes two syllables actually, and the stress is on the second syllable, disrupt. It is actually a verb, and it means to stop something from happening smoothly or as planned. It simply means to stop something from continuing normally. For example, the loud noise disrupted the class. Some synonyms of disrupt could be disturb, interrupt, interfere with, disorder, hinder. And some collocations: disrupt the class or lesson, disrupt the meeting or event, disrupt traffic. These are the collocations of disrupt. So it simply means to stop something from continuing. Now guys, let's go to the last word that we have today, which is desist. Desist. Desist contains 2 syllables and the stress is on the second syllable. Desist. It is similar to insist, but they have the opposite meaning. Insist means continue doing something, but desist actually is the opposite of insist, which means stop doing something. So desist actually is a verb, and it means to stop doing something, especially something that's not allowed, or you could say harmful. For instance, the protesters were told to desist from blocking the road. And now we have some synonyms of desist, which are stop, cease, quit, refrain from, abstain from. And you have to notice that desist usually is used with from. Desist from. So, and we have in the synonyms some words like refrain from, abstain from. So keep in mind that after using desist, remember that you have to use from. For example, the company was ordered to desist from unfair practices. And we have some collocations. For example, desist from doing something, want to desist from, refuse to desist from. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Finally, let's just use all these words that we have studied in this lesson in one short story. Look at this short story that we have used all the words that I mentioned in this video. During the protest, a student fractured his arm when the crowd began to disrupt the police barrier. The government had issued a mandate banning large gatherings, but no one obeyed. Seeing the tension rise, a teacher tried to intervene and diffuse the anger by speaking calmly. However, some people tried to glamorize the chaos online, making it look heroic. Later, the authorities revoked the permits and warned everyone to desist from further demonstrations. This is the end of this lesson, guys. I hope you found it useful and beneficial. Thanks for watching.